Purim is an event that happened in history. And all the mitzvot that are connected to Purim are mitzvot d'Rabbanan. The most obvious and necessary mitzvah that we keep on Purim is called Kriyat HaMegillah. We read the Megillah, which contains the scroll that contains the story of Purim. And the halacha is here in Tov Reish Pei Tet in the Shulchan Aruch, Hakol Chayavim B'Kriyata. Everybody is obliged to do the mitzvah of Kriyat HaMegillah, of reading the Megillah. Anashim, Nashim, Gerim, Avadim, Mishuchrarim. So he says, everybody is obliged to do the mitzvah, especially men and women. This distinction that usually exists, and that women do not do the mitzvah tasei shazman grama, time-bound mitzvot. And certainly Megillah, even though it can be read on a variety of days, nevertheless it has a time. We read the Megillah on Purim day. I mean, we read it once at night, we read it once in the day, but on that day, the day of Purim, women nevertheless are obliged, me'ikar hadin, to do the mitzvah of Kriyat HaMegillah. There, the Mishnah Berurah says, she'afein hayu bo'oto hanes. They were involved. They were involved in the miracle of Purim. The mitchila ita gzeira gam alehem. And that the gzeira, to do away with the Jewish people, involved them as well. They were also involved. Kirichtiv b'kra, that's what it says in the pasuk. V'lachein tzarich ha'ish likrota. And therefore, the man should read it, but the woman has to be a participant in the reading of the Megillah. So once again, everybody has to read the Megillah, which obviously doesn't mean that everybody reads it on his own, but you can listen to somebody, a proper reader, reading the Megillah. This applies to men and to women. And Shulchan Aruch says even Ktanim are involved. There's a special line in the Shulchan Aruch that says that even the children are educated to listen to the Megillah on Purim. So that even though the mitzvah of chinuch doesn't have anything specifically to do with the Megillah, here there's a special mention made of this mitzvah. Finally, the Shulchan Aruch says, "Echad hakorei v'echad hashomea min hakorei yatsa yidei chovato." They are the person who reads the Megillah out loud, and the person who listens to the Megillah being read, yatsa yidei chovato. Of course, there has to be proper intention. I mean, the person who reads the Megillah has to intend that the listener should fulfill the mitzvah, and the listener has to intend that he is fulfilling the mitzvah with the reading of it. But if they all have the proper intention, then obviously they're all yotzei. This is the way we generally do the mitzvah today. We have one person who reads, and we have a large community of people who listen at that time. So everybody is obliged, and the way we do the mitzvah is one person reads, and everybody else listens and has kavanah to do the mitzvot. In those households where it's difficult for women and men, for the husband and the wife, to go to shul at the same time, they have little children at home, or even bigger children, and there's certain responsibilities, they can't both go at the same time. It's very common that the Megillah is read again at a later hour so that the women could participate after the husbands go home. Reading the Megillah is telling the story. It's the way we tell the story of Purim. We don't want to leave anything out. We don't want to forget what happened. So we read the Megillah from beginning to end.